What's going on, guys? Fargemo101 here. We are back with another Pokemon Go video. It's been a while since we've had some Pokemon Go content on the channel. I've still been playing the game and still grinding those XP, and boy does it take a while when you get to level 30 plus to go up one level. However, it wasn't really particularly anything new or exciting to be able to show you. We've had a couple of events and they've been okay, but this is the first big update we've had in a while on the game now, since the buddy system update really. So this is the gym update which has just gone live. We've had a ton of new information around it. If you check out any of the local areas, now you'll see, if you click on the gym, it will be greyed out and it'll say gym under construction. This update is the reason why, so we're going to be getting some more information throughout this course of this video. It's going to be breaking up into segments. Very simply, my hay fever is really bad now. We are in 30 odd degree heat, so pollen count at the moment is through the roof. I'm probably not going to be able to do a whole 10-minute video recording in one segment without breaking down into sneezing fists, so it's going to be broken down. We're going to go through their release statement on each segment, and I'm going to just go through my thoughts and feelings on each one as we go through, guys. I hope so. The first thing Niantic have announced is that starting soon, gyms are going to undergo a major facelift. That we already know, thanks to Niantic for stating the obvious. However, what we didn't realise is they're actually going to change the gyms into almost a kind of Pokestop. So you'll be able to spin the gym as you would a Pokestop to acquire Pokeballs, Revives and Potions, which is brilliant, particularly for rural players where they only have, say, one Pokestop and one gym around them. So this will actually add extra gyms to smaller areas and even the bigger cities. So for instance, the hometown where I live, we've had 2 Pokestops turn into gyms, so that puts the gym count up from 3 to 5. And in the town where I work, the gym counts, local ones have gone up from another 2 have been added, so it's gone up to from 4 to 6 around the town centre, which is brilliant news. And part of the reason for this, I think, is the gyms are actually now going from being able to get 10 players into 6, so adding extras will help alleviate the fact that some people might not be able to get into some gyms because they're already full, but we'll go through that a bit more in a minute. The gyms are not lure compatible, so you won't be able to put a lure on there and attract more Pokemon. You can only do that at a normal Pokestop. But it's still a really clever move by Niantic to add this. It gives us a few more options on getting precious Revives and Potions, particularly as most players, myself included, are going to be hitting gyms very hard in the next few weeks when the update goes live. But that is only the beginning according to Niantic. More updates to gym battles are incoming, and they are just around the corner. So we know this is happening, but Niantic have to go for, you know, bit of excitement around it. Gyms are no longer based on prestige. This is a great thing, because it means that if you're trying to join a level 10 gym, you won't have to battle it, depending on how well you do, say 5 or 6 times with a team, which takes up tons of potions and tons of revives just to get your Pokemon in there, which can be the pain and time consuming. Once your team has a gym, or you take a gym off an opposing team, all 6 slots in that gym instantly become available to any passing player trainers on the same team, which is brilliant news. You can now only also assign 1 Pokemon per gym of each type. So Blissey gyms, which are a nightmare to deal with, and they're a thing of the past. You won't be seeing multiple Dragonites, multiple Gyarados, or in a gym. You can only have one of each of those in each gym, which means we should start seeing a bit of variety in gyms as well, which is great news. Teams will also now battle Pokemon as they are assigned in the order to the gym. So the high CP Pokemon may not be essentially at the top. Whoever takes that gym, their Pokemon will be at the top of that gym all the time, and then it will go down in order if they've been added, not on their CP. So for those lower players, it actually encourages them because they can still be a gym boss, whereas I remember before I started hitting level 30s and got a few close to 3,000, just over 3,000, it was, you'd work hard to level the gym up, and then you'd be pretty much at the bottom every time and be the first one kicked out within about an hour or so claiming that gym while the gym stands. Also means we're now going to see a lot more variety, which is a brilliant move, and definitely we want to see. But that isn't the only change to the gym system. So Niantic say themselves at the heart of this new update is the new motivation system that will significantly change the way you interact with gyms. So when the Pokemon is now assigned to a gym, a motivation meter will be displayed. As you can see from the picture, it is just a heart. I'm probably pointing the wrong way, so I don't quite know where this is going on the video yet. It's on the screen. You'll see the little heart on the picture. That is that Pokemon's motivation meter. Over time, the Pokemon will lose motivation as it loses battles or the longer it's in the gym. You can top that back up by feeding your Pokemon or your Pokemon berries by revisiting the gym to bump it back up again. You can also do that to other teammates' Pokemons in the gym, so it now becomes a real team game to sort of get in there. As your Pokemon's motivation drops, so will its CP value. So It will then make it easier for opposing teams if the motivations on all those mons are lower. It will make it much easier for an opposing team to come in and take the gym. The key thing to bear in mind with this is though, the higher the CP Pokemon, the quicker it goes, motivation goes down. Meaning that 3,000 plus Pokemons into every gym now may not be the best move. That Pokemon is going to lose CP really, really quickly compared to a mid-tier 2,000, 2,500 mon, for instance. Will keep his motivation a lot longer, meaning it's going to be harder for those bigger monsters to stay in that gym, and the trainers are going to have to visit a lot more frequently to keep that gym a big gym. So those 2,000, 2,500 mons, which we've all got, we just don't tend to put them in gyms because it means we'd be at the bottom, have now pretty much become gold dust, and there's some really good Pokemon that hit that tier. Arcanine, Charizard, Alakazam, Machamp, just to name a few, all fit into that sort of mid-level tier, and they're great ones. It'd be great to see some of those actually hitting gyms a bit more. So I think the key thing with this is that you need to, if you can, if you've got friends who play this game, sort of get on a group chat page together, create a little group or join a local group and communicate on who's taking gyms, where the space is, who's burying and leveling them up, because if you've got a group of you going around doing it to keep all the gyms in your area strong, you can stay in those gyms a lot longer. But remember guys, stay safe out there. Don't arrange to meet up with people you don't know, because you know what, unfortunately this is real life and not the Pokemon universe, and we don't just have Team Rocket to run about in this world. So one of the other cool features that they're going to be showing in add-in is gym badges. So these badges act as a memento of what gyms you have been in. The more frequently you visit that gym and use that gym, the higher level your gym badge will go. The more you interact with the Pokestops and things like that will add levels to your gym, which will enable you to get better items from that gym when you visit it. Which again is another really cool thing, and nice to try and keep trainers working together in the same town, as opposed to having some trainers which are spread out all over the country, spoofers, and don't visit those gyms as regularly. Granted, that's probably not going to stop the spoofers that are out there, but hopefully with this gym update we'll see something that will try and stop people spoofing around. I'm sure there's going to be some new detection software added into it, so fingers crossed. Because spoofing around my area is a nightmare, absolute nightmare, one team in particular. But it will also reflect your contribution to the gym success in the areas. So these are really cool little things that they've done. But before we move on to Biggeroo, just a few bits more on that one. So as you raise, you can get more rewards. There are some new rewards, and berries are now super important. One of them is the golden raspberry, which will basically max out Pokemon's motivation in one go, and will also massively increase the capture rate of that Pokemon. So for instance, things like Togetic and Dragonite rock captures, which can be a pain to catch, a golden raspberry will pretty much guarantee the capture, which is great news for us. And now finally, the big piece of this update. If the motivation meter and the 6v6 on the gyms hasn't made big enough changes, then they're finally introducing raids. And this is how we're going to get those legendary Pokemon, Mew, Mewtwo, Articuno, Moltres and Zapdos. Pretty sure this is how it's going to work. So you'll approach your gym, you will need a raid pass. You can get these a day by spinning a Pokestop. You can also buy a Premier Raid Pass in the shop. I don't know how much that's going to cost yet in real world money, we'll have to wait and see. I'm guessing that the one you buy will allow you maybe to do multiple raids in one day, whereas the ones you get from the gym, you can only have one of them, and once it's gone, it's gone. You have to wait another day to spin the stop, so it limits your time and you can do. However, the key thing with these raids are you'll be able to select it from the gym, and you'll get an egg appear at the top and a countdown timer will appear. They're looking at doing push notifications and notification to other trainers in the area, which will announce that there is a raid underway, and they'll be able to see the gym with the egg on top of the map and the countdown clock. Once the gym starts, you'll have to take down the raid boss in 5 minutes. As you can see from the picture, raid bosses are stupidly OP. They are absolutely huge. This T-Tar is what, 25436, I think it is, CP on the picture. I can't see it while I'm recording this, unfortunately, but you guys can see it down there. So if you are able to beat this raid boss, you'll be able to team up with 20 people to do it, to take part in the raid. Once the raid starts, you have 5 minutes to take down the raid boss. If you take down the raid boss, you will get much better. You get a ton of extra items and bonuses for doing it, and you also get to keep the Pokemon that you defeated in the raid. This will give you some really good IV strong mons, particularly rare things like T-Tar, Dragonite's expected to see up there, probably some of the starters as well, things like Venusaur. One of the pictures is a ridiculously OP Alakazam, which is super scary. I'm guessing this is how the structure is going to work for the bosses. So as you can imagine, you can go activate the raid pass maybe during an event that Niantic are going to do by saying, right, there's going to be this Pokemon will be available and raids for the next how many days, or today only, or a week, or whatever. You'll be able to team up with your mates, go to the closest gym, activate the raid, battle the legendary, and then catch it and have it on your team. It's a really, really cool thing. From looking at some of the images as well, as you can see on the screen, it looks like you are going to be able to team up with other members of other teams to do them. It doesn't all have to be the same person on the same team. As you can see, there's a picture of Valor and Mystic working together there, because that's never going to happen in real life. But, you know, never mind. As it goes, maybe Instinct. We don't mind Instinct too much, but Mystic, not happening. You'll be able to link up with others to take down those big gym bosses, and they're going to take one hell of a beating. You've got a very tight time limit of 5 minutes, so the more people you have battling and smashing the holy hell out of this thing, the more likely you are to be able to catch it. It's a really cool little way of making it a bit more sociable now when you're battling gyms, because I find that although it's meant to be a sociable game, you're often out on your own sort of playing it at the moment, whereas when it first came out, it was lots of people and lots of friendships were formed during it, so I think this is a great addition to try and get a little bit more of that as well. So really cool, can't wait for raids to start, really excited to see what these raid bosses are. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Do you think this was the best way of introducing the legendaries? Do you think they should have just been a random wild encounter? Or do you think this is a much fairer way of doing it for those people that maybe don't live in a big city where they'd be a lot harder to encounter? The encounter rate probably wouldn't be so great. Let me know in the comments section down below, guys, and let me know what you think. And finally, we're going to move on to some of the new items you can get. So after defeating a raid boss we spoke about previously, you'll get a collection of rewards, including new items which can be obtained from only defeating the raid boss. One of them is an item called a rare candy. Now, those of us who play the main games know that raises your Pokemon's level by 1. Niantic is saying that this will give you you'll be able to exchange this for candy for a specific Pokemon. Now, if it's only one candy, one rare candy for one candy, that's going to be a bit rubbish. I'm assuming you should get a decent amount. If you're beating a raid boss, maybe 50. One rare candy equals 50 normal candies for a Pokemon. Super handy for those of us that are struggling to get certain ones. I've got a Pupitar and a Mareep, which I'm desperately trying to hatch in 10Ks, and all I keep getting are Gilgars and Mantines and Pseudo-Rudos every 5 minutes. Rage. No, it's not just me who's having to deal with that, though. It does seem to be the case with these egg hatch rates aren't great at the moment, but that's a completely different subject. So if that equals, say, one rare candy equals 50 candies, that will massively help a lot of people get some of these high level, harder to obtain mons, particularly if you're in an area like me where they don't tend to spawn at all. I don't even think I've seen a Larvitar or a Mareep in the wild yet. The only ones I've got are from hatches, so. You'll also be able to get the golden raspberries. We touched on that briefly in the last bit, so you'll fully restore motivation and do loads of other cool stuff in the game, make certain harder Pokemon much easier to catch, which is brilliant news. They're also going to release 2 types of TMs, or technical machines. So again, in the main series we know what these do. You've got a TM for a move, you can teach it to a Pokemon, it learns that move. They're similar but different in Pokemon Go, and they're actually one of the best new additions in the updates as far as I'm concerned. You'll be able to get 2 types, one is a fast and one is a charge. These refer to the 2 different types of moves a Pokemon can learn in the game. What this basically means is if you get a really good IV Pokemon, because we've all been there and have this, and you click evolve, you finally max it out, you get to evolve it, and its moveset goes from really good to absolutely atrocious. You guys know what I'm talking about, you know, it just happens in this game. And then you've got a really good, what would be potentially a massive gym boss Pokemon, which is now not worthless, but nowhere near the level it should be. And what this will allow you to do is we'll be able to select or possibly either going to let you select or re-roll. So if it's a re-roll, if it works as a re-roll, and we haven't got details on this yet, you'll activate it and it will just change, or hopefully give you another chance of getting a good move on one of those, or hopefully it will let you select the move you want, so be able to use the TM on either fast or charge and select the move you want it to have, which means you can finally get those good ones with really good movesets that you wanted, which is brilliant, and that's exactly what we needed from this game. No more wasted goods Pokemon with rubbish moves, because that was horrendous. The worst thing in the game, it was so demotivating. But now finally it looks like Niantic have taken a step to fix it. And that's it for the news on the gym update, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and hit that like button down below, as it really helps the channel out. A big thank you to everyone who's been subbing recently. I know content's been a bit hit and miss. There's a few different reasons for that. I've just been super busy, so I'm not really getting much chance to record at the moment. There will be the last IC challenge video should be going up this week. And then the start of next week should be the last CIL prep match video I did with Matty B. That will be going up later for those. If you haven't been watching those, go and check them out on obviously down below on the channel. Go and check those out and hit like if you enjoy those videos. let me know what you think. We're also going to be uploading some Tiny tournaments. So Tiny Tourney starts very soon. It's an official Game Freak competition. It's doubles BGC. However, you can only use Pokemon that are less than 3 meters, 3 foot or 3 meters high. So it's a really interesting meta. I've just grabbed a load of mons I want to use. I have no idea how well it's going to work as a team. And then I've seen some teams that some people are running and they're super scary. But hey, we'll see how we get on. Hopefully we can have some good matches to upload to the channel, because I've got a feeling this tournament might be a good laugh. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. If you're new to the channel and enjoying the content and don't mind listening to me ramble aimlessly away as I'm currently doing, do hit that sub button down below for more content updates. Every single like or share or subscribe is massively appreciated, guys, and thank you very much. I'm going to leave it there for now. I've been Fardreamer. I've been Fardreamer 101, and if I don't see you around, guys, I will see you on Battle Spot. Take care for now. Bye.